Hey there, old worldians. It's Velocirix. I'm back with another video that is going to be part of uh, the video strategy guide that I'm putting together. This time we'll be doing the first 50 turns with Babylon, taking them in order. The only thing that I've changed is I'm using a mod called Red for Old World, which has a new unit display, so the units might look a little bit different uh, there. Be using the regular settings that I normally play with, noble difficulty level, just making sure that there's no uh, there's nothing I need to turn off or turn on to get the new units to display, and it doesn't look like there are. So, yeah, let's fire it up. Now, Assyria is my current favorite civ, but for the longest time, Babylon took that spot. Babylon is amazing. And Babylon is amazing solely on the strength of King Neb. Mm, let's just take a look here. Okay, so they've changed King Neb around a little bit. He's married with a kid now, which is cool. Um, so let's talk about what makes Babylon so awesome. Well, first of all, there's the choice of families. Now, with the Assyrians, the patrons family is kind of the odd man out. But here, uh, let's see, I can pick up some honey if I move over one, although I lose this ore. I like the ore, so we'll stay right where we are. Here, all of the families are really decent fits. You almost can't play Babylon without the sages because, I mean, research is their thing, and sages are good with research, so that's just a natural fit with the Babylonians. In a similar vein, you almost got to have the hunters because cough this morning because that gives you kind of the guns and butter thing, right? The hunters provide cities with extra training points, so you have better tech with Babylon, and you can build troops faster if you have the hunters. So those two are a natural fit. And then you've got, excuse me, then you've got a swing site, and you can either use a swing family. You can either use the artisans or the traders, and they both work pretty well with the other two. My preference is for the artisans. The big advantage that using the traders family is that it gives you caravans and an easy way to give yourself like a diplomatic edge along with a pretty good amount of money. Um, but for this particular start, look like we got a lot of hills that lend themselves naturally to mines. So this is just custom made for the artisans, which get a bonus for mines, and then you get a culture kick, um, and then later on, when we start going to war with people, their siege engines start with ingenuity, which is a pretty awesome uh, little kick. It gives siege engines 20% more attack. Oh, and I did that, by the way, by when you hover over when the pop-up appears, if you hold your shift key down on the keyboard, then you can slide over and see what these links do. So that's how you do that. So I'm actually going to start here with the Chaldean artisans. And that's going to also give me an extra worker. Now, starting tech. So Babylon starts with rhetoric. I get forums off from Jump, which is cool. They start with administration, gives them treasuries from Jump. Now, treasuries are actually a super good deal for Babylon because, in addition to giving you the money boost, treasuries for Babylon give you +2 culture in that city, which is a really easy way to bump up your culture. And then later on, if you take the professional army law, you'll get +2 training points from your treasuries as well. So that just makes treasuries like the best value running for Babylon. Trapping, which is how they build their slingers. Uh, and again, our overriding goal is to get to Polis so we can get this free settler unlocked. So we're going to start with ironworking, just like we did uh, with Babylon. But notice here, now when I was playing Assyria, we started off with like a 7 or 8 research. So, but King Neb is wise, uh, and he has a really good wisdom score. So we've got just a kick-ass research rate, and this can kind of spoil you. This and the scholar power, which I'll demonstrate when we get our first tech if I need to. Um, because playing any other civ in the game can almost feel like playing in slow motion because you're just not getting text nearly as fast as you do when you're playing Babylon, which is I mean, that's their main overriding strength. Uh, we eventually gonna have 3 honeys, which is good, and especially since we're planning to use the hunter's family because the hunters have a preference for honey, so we can help keep them happy with this luxury when we get the tech to do something with it. Right now, the best tile to improve is this ore tile because improving it is going to immediately give us an infusion of iron, and it's going to boost up our training points, military training points, so we can build our slingers faster. So we heading there first thing. I mean, that's just got to happen. Um, we probably need to put this worker to work too this turn if we can manage it, and it looked like we can manage it. And I'm going to make a triad of mines here because each of these is going to augment my special tile mine. So I'm going to put both workers to work right now. Uh, we've only got the one order left. That's not enough to get to this tile. So before I commit to moving the scout, let's scope out the general situation. I've only got the one. King Neb, if we put him in charge of the slinger, he's going to get an extra point of movement and a 10% chance to critical hit. So he's not going to get any per turn experience. If there was a general here that would give me like 6 XP per turn, I would assign him this turn so he could get 6 XP. Since that's not the case, I am going to move my scout toward this uh, ancient ruin because I want to see what's in it. And we do know where Site B is. So probably what I will do is, since my scout is already headed this direction, next turn I will move my slinger out. I think he can get to, he get to here. And then at the end of his move, I will assign the general so then he can go on and bust the fog out here so we have a clear path to get our settler through to Site B while the scout goes off in search of the other freebie site that we have. But that's all we can do for the first turn. So we're going to call it good and see what happens. Okay, daughter is old enough to be tutored. Duke Mahi Mahi, whoever the hell he is apparently was sick. That kind of blows. But, alright, and I do want to put King Neb in there. Now, that means that I won't be able to move my scout to his fullest extent, but that is okay. Alright, now these events, I don't like it. I don't like these odds. It's you have a 66% chance of getting something good, or if you just take this, you get XP and you level up faster. So I'm just going to take the XP. I don't want to saddle on turn 2 of the game. I don't want to take a chance and saddle my leader with some shitty negative that's going to hurt our research or my ability to fight or any of that. So I'm not doing that. We're just going to take the XP. And so so let's see. We got the Lethaline Plain, the Drinos Valley, and we got a river. So what we're doing is we're looking for clues to see. There's gems. City sites are often found where there are good resources, so they could be something here, either our site B, our site C, or a barbarian camp, and they are also often found along the track of a river. So I got two options to go, but since I'm already here, I'm going to take this hill and let's see if there's a city site or a barbarian camp. There's a barbarian camp. Okay. Well, that changes the equation a little bit. I'm going to hide. And now I'm kind of thinking that my scout and my slinger need to switch places. So next turn, the clock's ticking, right? We only got 4 turns till the settler is ready. So we do need to bust this fog. But I like gems. There may be other good stuff back here. So what I'm going to do next turn, I'm going to move my slinger as far as I can get him. As close as I can up the river, probably here. And then I'm going to take the remaining moves and move my scout and get a better sense for what is here. And then my scout will head over to the site B and we'll bust the fog with him. So a little reshuffling going on next turn, but I think given the way that the game unfolded to this point, that is the right call. So let's just see what we can see. I still got 2 moves left with this guy, and I want to get him well away from Thracians. Okay, well that's interesting. I'm going to check out the Thracians a little more thoroughly before I head south. Okay, so there's some promising stuff around here. Alright, let's see what happens. Now, planning for the future. By the time Princess Cashew takes the helm, we will have met at least a couple of other civs. And given that, I need her to uh, be able to keep the peace. King Neb is very wise, he's very smart, and all that's good, and that's going to give us a really strong early game. But by the time his life begins to come to its close, the diplomatic situation is going to be complicated. So I need his heir to be a diplomat so she can keep the peace and give us more space and time to grow and develop. With that in mind, I'm going to have her study rhetoric so that unlocks the path to diplomat. And then plus as a bonus, if there are any barbarians around, she'll be able to hire them as mercenaries to help bolster our forces. So 2nd generation leadership for Babylon, we want them to be a diplomat. We want to be able to make sure everybody plays nice with us, and yeah, that's the way we go about that. Now, I can no, I can't. Okay, so let's come here, and then I can come here. I want to attack these. Oh, now we got a critical hit on the first go. I want to attack these guys, but my slinger has shit for defense. And unlike Assyria, that Assyrian troops are just custom made to curb stomp barbarians, Babylon has none of those advantages. This is just a regular old vanilla slinger. And we need all the advantages we can get to win this fight, because next turn this camp's going to spawn another unit, and it's going to be a 2-on-1 fight. Now, if it is a missile troop like this, hiding in the trees is going to give us 50% defense from their attacks. So they're going to nickel and dime us, and we're going to beat the shit out of them. If it is an infantry that spawns, he's not going to care about the trees. He's going to beat us up anyway. So if an infantry comes out of here, I'm going to need to keep my scout over here to kind of run interference for the slinger to keep him alive long enough to secure this site. So I will not move my scout south as originally planned. I will just explore up here a little more. Ooh. Alright. Well, I don't like becoming cruel, but I also don't want to offend the Persians. Persians are very aggressive civ, and we already got a minus 80 with them, so I need to do whatever I can do to keep them from jumping us, because, I mean, right now, if they jump us, we're just dead. We haven't had a chance to do anything. So we need to do everything we can to keep them happy. And part of that means that we need to, I don't have okay, never mind. I don't have any orders left. So next turn, we're going to conduct this attack, and then we're going to try to influence King Cyrus to try and get on his good side. So starting next to an aggressive civ is very dangerous for us. There also is a chance that he will send troops down here and steal this site right out from under us if we can't take it clean. So we need to hurry, and we need to... Okay. Yes. Let's take this to give her a point of wisdom. She already got a point of charisma, so we'll add a point of wisdom to that. We do have an infantry unit here, so I'm going to put my scout right here. And the hope is that one or both of these units will take a shot at my scout and leave my slinger alone. Because we can take this site next turn, but I need to minimize the damage on my slinger unit, and if my scout takes a hit or two, I can always run him back home. And from the look of things, especially since we didn't get to bust this fog yet, we're going to run the scout right up here and settle on the Persian border. Now that might piss the Persians off, but they're already kind of pissed off. So, I mean, we're going to do what we can do. And I did raise enough money to also oh yeah, I can't, because I would be the one tutoring her, and I'm currently running a mission to so I got to wait till that mission resolves, and then we can tutor the kid. We won't have as many opportunities doing it that way, but not dying is more important than tutoring the kid. So let's try to not die. Let's do the not dying thing. That seemed pretty good. We have a couple of more orders, so I'm gonna complete this mining triad, and since I can't do anything too constructive with one order, I'm just going to move out here and cut some scrub to get 10 wood. At least I got something for that order. So yeah, things are already a little complicated because of the Persians. Okay, that's good. That's good. Now, My next tech that I want is Stone Boost, which happened to come up on the list. So I don't need to use the redraw feature here. So I'm just going to straight up take Stone Boost. We want that extra stone. We got our settler, but things are looking a little dicey up here, right? So we secured the site, and I don't care that things are looking dicey. I'm going to settle offensively. I'm going to settle this new city right smack in the middle of the war. I don't even give a shit. And there's a pretty sound reason for this too, because see, right now my slinger is standing in the open. Well, he's on an urban tile, but I mean that's not as defensive as being in the trees. So this guy is just gonna beat the shit out of my scout. Like, straight up beat the hell out of him. But here's the secret: if I can found a city there, most of his damage is gonna fall. Hey, Spidey. Yes, you can absolutely get your ass kicked in the first 25 turns. In fact, there was Spidey well remembers there was a time when we were doing some testing where somehow or another the aggression formula got jacked up, and basically the whole world went to war on turn 11. So didn't matter what you did. If you played nice with everybody, didn't matter. On turn 11, everybody jumped your shit. And I mean, that's not enough time to do anything. So you just basically died. The only game that I actually played to the end and won under those conditions was with Rome, because Rome is just that badass that they could take it, but everybody else pretty much just evaporates. So the thing about founding a city here is when this guy attacks, most of his damage is going to fall on the city and not on my slinger, and that's going to raise the unhappiness in the short term of the city. But I don't care about that. I care about keeping my slinger alive, and we can fix the unhappiness later. So, and this unit cannot take the last point of the slinger's life as long as the city's defenses still exist. So that totally flips the script and turns the odds back into our favor. And now I'm just going to use the last of my points and run home and heal. But the scout, I mean, you might think, okay, well, offensive scouting, how does it even work? Scout can't even attack. No, but he got 20 hit points and he can run interference from a slinger, which is exactly what he did. And again, the Assyrians almost never have to do anything like that because their units can just curb stomp whatever they're fighting. But Babylon didn't have that advantage, so you got to kind of use whatever you have and figure out um, how to make it work. Now we have another city site that we know about, but we also have a very aggressive neighbor. So I am actually not going to immediately begin to build another settler. I'm going to build a slinger just as an insurance policy. Now, granted, two slingers isn't going to do much to stop a determined Persian attack if one comes. But that's twice as many troops as I got right now, and that's a good start. And I'll start in on another settler as soon as this slinger gets done. It would just make me feel better to have some kind of offensive capability in the face of Persia that freaking close. So we got to think about that. Okay, so I got this one guy, and again, he's just got one order left. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to move out here, cut some scrub, pick up a little bit of extra wood, and end my turn. And here he comes. Watch it. He's going to come beat the crap out of my unit. That's not a terribly big hit, but big enough. Okay. She got a point of wisdom, but I want her to be a very well-rounded leader, so I'm actually going to give her a point of discipline to go with that. So she's going to be a diplomat, and she's already got a pretty robust set of abilities. And it looked like our influence mission worked, although I didn't get a. Well, maybe that. Well, anyway, Cyrus is still a little pissed off at us, but he's not hating on us. And now I'm going to. Oh, no, I guess I'm not going to tutor. Okay, so we're not going to tutor. But yes, so I've already influenced Cyrus. I can only do that once in his and my lifetime. So that's as good as it's going to get for right now. Unless we get an event that, you know, does something to improve our situation. All right, here we come. Settler. We're going to found this as the Amorite Sages. And we got metaphysics, which is not bad. It's not a bad tech. We're going to immediately start on a worker. Nothing happens without workers. And we found a new barbarian camp. So it's actually a good thing that we got a second slinger cooking, because that's going to make taking this camp a lot easier. Just going to drop another heal on my little guy here. And yes, we're going to come, well, we're going to start that way. And we'll cut some more scrub. And again, that's about all we can do. Okay, another super aggressive civ, but they're small. That's promising. Even so, we're going to play nice. We're going to, because especially since they've got an archer parked right outside the door. Yeah, we're going to play nice. And we're going to start a quarry. Over here, we took almost no damage. The city ate most of it. We're just going to repair that. And we're going to beat on. Okay, we're going to take a courage upgrade and give our slinger a little more attack power. And yeah, okay. Let's see. I need to get down here and bust this fog up. Alright, so next turn we'll have a clear path to our second city site. And then Scout needs to get back over here and see more about what this place has to offer. Okay, we're going to discover 6 techs, because this is going to count as a tech, and we'll have 1 of 6 next turn. So that's going to be an easy one. Alright, and here we want Polis. We've just emptied out the queue of our freebie card, so we got no freebies in play. So we definitely want to take Polis. We definitely want to end this asshole. And we want to finish busting the fog there. And then we want to come back this way so we can begin. I don't like sending my troops in till I know what exactly we're facing and what the lay of the land is. Right now we don't. And we don't know. There could be another civ coming up towards them right here, in which case we might not even want to try for this site, because we don't have the best military on the planet. So we're going to wait. We're going to see what the scout tells us. Okay, so because we're a scholar, we get the better option in terms of more civics. That's only available to scholar characters. We're going to do it. And now, because of our starting techs, we can actually enact exploration. I don't really use epics. Exploration units consume more resources when they're outside of your borders, and our units are going to be spending a lot of time outside of our borders because we're going to be killing barbarians. So I like that. Let's do that. And everybody's nope, he's not working. Okay. We have two workers from this site because of the artisan family. So let's just take a look. Is there anything over here that we could? Well, he does have those gem mines, and we could at least head that way and start working on that before that worker's even done. I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna come here and just cut these trees for some more free wood on the way. And we still got one order left, but and nothing we can do with it because I don't think I can tutor the kid. Yeah, because he has a job. He's leading the slingers. So no, we can't. We can't tutor the kid. Okay. Duke Mahi Mahi is old enough to be. Oh, and we did not shoot. All right. Well, we didn't get the opportunity to make her a diplomat, but we can make her an order, and she can still recruit those tribal mercenaries when she takes over. So that'll work. It's not as good, but that'll work. Uh, oh wait. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're good. We're good. So we need to heal our scout or our slinger. Another slinger coming in 2 turns. And we need to. Okay, well, that tells me about all I need to know. So let's start looking for Site C. So we can either get 180 iron, which we're already making a good surplus of, or go to war, or we can pick up some more training points. I like the training points. Let's do that. Free tech, labor force, that's going to give us roads. We absolutely want that. And that just magnifies our special ability, right? And we're already researching text faster than just about everybody else. And getting a freebie along the way certainly doesn't hurt. So, is there anything? Well, actually, we could influence Sherbanopple. Could we not? Why don't we do that with our last 2 points and see if we can just try to get on everybody's good side? Numidians, horse troops, so we'll need phalanx to deal with them effectively, but we get fast tech, we can do that. All right, well, our heir is becoming quite the capable leader. That's going to help us immensely. Okay, that's going to hurt a little, but we already did give her a point of. No, oh, because she switched. Okay, so we don't want to. make her spoiled because she's already suffering with a -1. All right, we're gonna make her bitter because at least she's got the charisma to offset that. Right, right. That's a good side point because he is a very capable leader. And but I tell you what, since Persia is right on our door, so yes, influencing him is definitely a good choice. And while we've got the orders, why don't we? That's something else we can do, right? We can arrange to marry our daughter off to a Persian, and that might actually give us positive relations with King Cyrus, and then we don't have to worry as much. Now, there's still a risk, but that mitigates it. And then let's take our extra worker and throw him on this mine. Now, this is going to take a little longer because this is a Chaldean worker, and he's working an Amorite tile, so that's going to take a year longer. But I like having one worker per city and then an extra one just to do shit like we're doing. So I don't care if it takes an extra turn. It's still going to be faster than waiting until this worker finishes and then starts the tile. So we still a net gain for us. I'm going to move to the edge of the border and finish healing up. Next turn, we'll have a second slinger. And then, I mean, it'll be 3-on-2 because he'll get another unit before we can take this out. But that's not the end of the world. We're going to hopefully be able to assign a general here, and unless can't. Oh, okay, never mind. We'll check when the slinger comes out. If we have another general, awesome. We'll put him to work. If we don't, well, we'll just wing it. But we'll just go all redneck on him, so it'll be all right. It'll be all right. In the words of the famous Babylonian King Neb, hold my beer, or tankard of ale, or yeah, whatever. So, yeah, we got this. We got this. Well, Site C is not here. I am tempted just to run across territory we've already uncovered so I can start exploring this, but I kind of want to see what else is here while I'm in the neighborhood. You know, picked up an extra couple of legitimacy, finding some more Thracians. Okay, I mean I think that was worth a turn of exploring. Um, that gives us a better feel of who's in the neighborhood, and then next year I can break up this fog on the way over because I'm assuming then that Site C is going to be somewhere down this river. It's not anywhere else we've been, so yeah, that's my hunch. So a spark. What is this? Oh, see, no, 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 no. We're not gonna go down that road. Yeah, we're not gonna. We're just gonna keep it on our pants. It's gonna be all right. All right, sweet. Got a warlike wife. And there we go. Spidey called it. So let's become educated, and that is going to do very good things. I added 10 to our research, and we're going to pick this dude. I don't even care what he does because he got a 4 wisdom. So, yeah, we're totally going to pick him, and he gonna. So when she takes over, they're going to be a pretty dynamic duo. Which so when King Neb dies, our research should not falter that much. And we cannot add a general, so that kind of blows. We have some training points though. Can we? Well, we could spend 100 and do steadfast, which gives a 25%. Actually, I'm not doing that there though. I am going to move them and then do the promotion. And then these guys also are going to take besieger, which is a bonus into urban, which we'll be fighting when we attack that camp. That's an urban tile. So I could take steadfast here too, but steadfast is a early game bonus, and I don't want too many of my units tied up with that. If I get it for free, that's one thing, but I don't want to tie up one of my 5 promotion slots with it on a big mess of units. I would rather so yeah, besiege work because we will be fighting in urban tiles, so that's fine. That's fine. And now we're gonna get back to work on some settlers because we got 2 sites, soon to have 2 sites, where that will pay some dividends. Yeah, that was a good call, Spidey. That was awesome. We got our research is kicked into overdrive now. So 2 slingers. We're actually looking fairly mean, mean Babylon. All right, and we're gonna actually, yeah, we're gonna come all the way up here and heal up that damage on the way through friendly territory, and then we're gonna see what we can see up here. So next turn, it's on. Next turn, we're gonna, and again, we got to be smart about it because we don't have uh, great units with any sort of compelling advantages, although we just gave them a couple of advantages. So uh, this slinger going to park himself in these trees, take a shot. This slinger going to park himself right here on the urban tile, take a shot, and we're going to try to get the site quick and clean, and then deal with the reinforcements. And no, I don't think unless we get a critical hit, we're not going to be able to take that before the reinforcements come. So, but anyway, we're I think we're in pretty good shape with our big 2 slinger army. So let's see. All right, this kid is second in line, right? So if something bad happens to our heir, we want him to be uh, pretty capable. So I'm going to send him down that same path. See if we can pick up diplomat with him. So we're going to have him do rhetoric as well. And we got our. So we are now running a surplus in stone, even though we have 2 slingers, which take stone as an upkeep cost. And eventually, I'm going to make a triangle of quarries right here. So next turn, when we have orders again, we're just going to run across it. An heir and a spare, exactly. Heir and a spare. I like it. I'm going to start adopting that. All right, next turn is a game time. Let's see what we can do. Uh, so he could gain order, he could gain judge, or he could gain zealot. Well, that's none of those is what I want. But since we already have an order, well, no, because if something happens to our heir, we want him to be a good backup. So I'm going to make him an order too. So he will have similar capabilities uh, as our daughter then, as our heir. All right, let's do it. Game time. Come on, let's get this party started. Okay, well we beat the ever living shit out of that unit. Didn't kill him, but we'll have him next turn. Uh, my guess is that both of these will fire on the most exposed unit, so he'll probably take a fair amount of damage. But then we can swap their places, put him under cover, and we should be okay. So we'll see how that goes. Meantime, we're going to give our worker a job. We got another worker, and we can't do jack with him. So I am going to move my scout instead, because even if I got no scrub in range, so even if I moved onto these trees, I wouldn't have an order to cut them. So may as well just get some more juice out of the scout in that case. Here, we're going to start working on a slinger as a garrison. for Kish. And we're done. Alright. And we did. We are going to take this site before the reinforce. Oh, no, never mind. I lied. We're going to get that free settler, though. So we are going to. And these are all missile troops that we're facing. So this is going to be great because we can just duck into the trees here. And we're going to do less damage in the trees, but they're also going to do less damage to us. And we scored a critical hit, so that's going to. Yeah, this fight's done. Even if they both, which they probably will, target the guy sitting here in the city site, they're not going to do a whole lot of damage, and next turn it's going to be 2-on-1 advantage Babylon. So this fight's over. We're done. Settler in 8, free settler in 2. We probably use the free settler to do this, and then send the one that we're building the old-fashioned way down here, and that's going to give us our 4th city in like 10 turns. It'll take 2 or 3 to get down there. We'll force march when we get that settler close. Unless shit changes, right? Because we are going to go off into the fog. Ooh, where are you taking that settler, Hoss? Oh, right there. Okay. And you know what? That was probably our site C. So they took our site C, and there's not a damn thing we can do about that. Well, maybe not. I mean, maybe like when I continue scouting, maybe I'll find another site over here. But it kind of looked like they took our site C. So that blows. But, I mean, we can't do anything about it. Good news, we are positive relations with everybody, by the way, diplomatically. We are on good terms with 2 super aggressive civs. So even though he was kind of a bag of dicks and took our city site, I'm going to assume it's ours. Yeah, it's too far away to be one of his. So it was ours, and he took it. So he's a dick. But we'll get over it, and we will get it back from him one day. Anyway. Okay. We don't want the Queen Consort to be disappointed with us. So I guess we'll make her the minister. Alright. And we have enough. And we are running a food deficit. So, I wonder. Alright, well, let's go here. That's 9. We can count on that. Okay. And then this would make a decent farm too once we get animal husbandry, because right now this produces 5, but it will produce 7 once we get these pastures built. So that'll be a decent farm, even though it's on a hill. But for right now, this solves the problem in the immediacy. That takes us from a slight negative to a slight positive in food. So let's go ahead and knock that out. And we got 1 order, so not much we can do with that. Let's just stop. Call it done. Well, okay. Duke Marmaduke is, yeah, man. No, let's do that. Cool. Alright, so let's just put this to bed. Next turn, that fight's done. And, no, he kicked us all the way out, so we will just scout this way. And then we will go down the river. And wherever possible, sometimes it's not always possible, but when I'm scouting into unknown territory, I like to try and end my turn with my scout in the woods, so he remains hidden. Yes, that is a good point, Spidey. If it, game events just dictate that one of the one of your other air contenders is just way better than the other one. I wouldn't say he's way better yet, but he's getting there. So if that turns out to be the case, it may be worth our time to just declare him as the heir and kind of do an end run around Princess Kashi snack. She gonna invent a good line of snack food later. So yeah, but he might wind up being the better choice for an heir. So we'll have to. And if we don't remember to do that when she takes charge, we can always have her abdicate and then set it up so that he takes the throne uh, after. So we'll have to keep an eye on that though and see how they develop. Uh, well, I'm not real happy with Persia, and there's not a damn thing we can do about it. So I'm just gonna grin and bear it for the moment. But yeah, we could have used that site for sure. So we just have to see what else comes our way. I don't think there's anything. Do we have any kids that? Well, he's too young to tutor. Do we have any kids that could be tutored or? Yeah, see, so I could come here and say, here, this kid's the heir. We would lose some legitimacy, uh, but could be worth it if he continues to outshine his sister in terms of stats and development. And they're both the same archetype, so I wouldn't be losing anything on that front. But I don't think there's anything I want to do with these last two orders, so we're just gonna call it done and take a little bit of money from that. Okay, so the barbarians gonna keep beating up on us. Now that we have Polis, the next thing I want is aristocracy. So I need divination. Yeah, I do have divination, and we can get it in 3 years. I am sorely tempted to deviate and take forestry just because Babylon, in addition to having excellent research, Babylon has one of the best special units in the game, but it is very wood intensive. Their Akkadian and Cimmerian archers, which I call cinnamon archers, uh, are just absolute nuclear bombs on the battlefield. And getting lumber mill early is a pretty big opportunity, and I think I'm going to take it. And further, I think I'm actually going to interrupt Kish and have them do an inquiry so we get it that much faster. So that should shave at least a couple turns off forestry, and that way we're not bogged down waiting for it a real long time, and then we'll get back to doing the slinger when that gets done. And in the meanwhile, we're going to demolish this guy, and then we're going to send our yeah little settler out here. Settler coming in 6. We got one worker who's not employed. We can now build roads. So we need to build roads. So we want to connect all of our cities to fair Babylon. The best way to connect this city to Babylon would be right there. Follow that ridge line of hills. Right there ties onto the river, and then that takes it on into Babylon. And then we will also want to connect Kish with whatever this city winds up being called. and that will give us quick, convenient ways to move our troops north or south. Um, I think building a road from here to Babylon is probably not as good of a move, because look at where our rivals are. Right, we have a rival to the north of us, and we have a rival, well, south and west of us. So putting a road here for military purposes doesn't really make a lot of sense, because so far as we know, there's not anything over here except some barbarians, and we ain't really worried about them. But getting troops from one front to the other north-south axis is going to be our bigger challenge. So having roads that accommodate that uh, seem like it make more sense to me. So I think we are just gonna start now and just go ahead and start connecting Kish with our spare worker, and then this guy he can build when he finishes his farm. He can just build a road there, plays off this road, and then continue on south for a few turns, and we're done. And as soon as he connects to the river, all three of these cities will be connected. So, yeah, that works. All right, that's what we'll do. Um, Third in line, we're gonna have him study some philosophy. He will probably never see the reins of power. Ah, so that was their own site. That was not ours. So I apologize, Persia. We called you a bag of dicks, and you really weren't. Well, I mean, you kind of are, but we'll get over it. But yeah, so okay, so we have shit. We still got two city sites then. Nice. All right, I am digging it. We got to have a better. So far, though, we don't have any cities that produce a ton of food. All right. Rome is in the house, and they're dangerous. Uh, where are they? Oh, well, remember in ancient past, two last turn, I was saying how a road from here to here didn't make any sense. Okay, well now it's starting to make some more sense because Rome's over here, and that could be bad. Although Rome is not huge, they're still bigger than we are. Anyway, we'll worry about that if we have to. This is not a good hunter city, and I don't care. I'm going to make it a hunter city anyway. One, because we're going to get these resources. Two, because we're going to get uh, a city with two free training points a year. And three, because I don't really want to deal with. I don't mind playing with this family, but they tend to be fussy little bitches, to be honest with you. They tend to be high maintenance. I don't like high maintenance people, so we're not going to play with them. We're going to go with the hunters because they're a little more laid back. And I think that just comes down to stylistically. The things that the merchants want tend to be things that I don't really want, and so that's why we don't get along. Meanwhile, me and the hunters have a similar mindset, and we get along better. So, you know. Alright, so we're doing that. We've already got this guy healed up. He's pretty far from a promotion, so is he. But what are the promotions? He could get guard 1, which would be useful. And he could get besieger, which would be amazing. And look like okay, they just got a scout out, so that's not awful. And Spidey, what do you think? I'm using the red mod that gives units, instead of just having like a guy, you got like a little formation of units. Give me your opinion. I kind of like it because as the unit takes damage, the little soldiers disappear, so you can sort of tell at a glance what kind of shape your unit is in. I mean, you get the health bar too, but I actually kind of like it, I think. All right, one thing we want to check on. See, is anybody okay? Nobody is actually declaring war on the Thracians yet, which is good because the Thracians are kind of a Yeah, I when I saw it, I figured, well, you know what? I think I'm gonna give it a try. Oh, and one thing that I need to do, this is a fairly recent addition, just so we don't run afoul of, yeah, skip licensed music tracks. Okay, almost forgot. So far, we hadn't had any music come up, so not an issue. But yeah, that was a new button that got added, and I want to take advantage of it. So we got a new city, Dur Curry, and we're gonna start a slinger. Surprise, surprise. Oh, actually no, we're gonna start a worker. Sorry, and then a slinger. Surprise, surprise. Okay. Um, Forestry in 6, but that's going to drop as soon as our inquiry finishes. Workers are done working. This worker is not going to worry about a triad there. So we're going to come up here, and next turn we can drop a hamlet down to make some money. And I'm not going to spend the money to personally train him, so we're just going to live with the +1 wisdom instead of +2. And we are well on our way to having our fledgling little kingdom roaded up. All right. Well, that's a good addition for her. And we are absolutely going to welcome a Persian to the court. Um, yes, that's going to give us some more juice with the Persians. We get a new guy on the court. And, Persia might get some intel from us for that, but who cares? I mean, the reality is Persia could kill us in a heartbeat anyway. So with or without the intel, it doesn't really matter. So I don't see that there's anything to be gained by saying no to the help of an advisor. Persia want to keep tabs on us? That's fine. Okay, Greece. And the Greeks are the T-Rex of the game. Now, I don't especially like that they are that close to my free stuff. So I think until we have a battle to fight, and we certainly not taking on the Numidians with slingers, and we certainly not getting rid of our bulwark against this. These basically serve as a shield against Roman expansion. We're not going to dismantle our own shield unless we have no other options for expansion. So I think next turn I'm going to start migrating my slingers to hold on to these city sites while our scout goes about the good work of finding new places for us to expand into. We got a religion. Well, I'll be darned. Okay. Maybe we'll meet the Egyptians in a little bit, and they won't like that we have Moses. But for the moment, not going to worry about that. We're going to take our religion and be happy about it. Anything we can do to increase the happiness of our families, yeah, we're doing that. All right. We are, yeah, we're doing that. Hey, we have a religion. Now, if we can get one of our neighbors to adopt it too, we will be in awesome shape. But even if not, even if not, we're basically okay. Unless she's really good, and she is pretty good. No. No, I'm not taking the legitimacy hit. Alright, well, let's get our. And there's a couple of reasons for this, too. Our scout is going to be scouting in this direction. So if we find another expansion opportunity, it's going to be somewhere over here. So we may as well get the slinger started this way. Um, well, okay. So it doesn't look like we're going to find anything over here worth taking, because it looked like the Greeks are already pretty well established all along the frontier there. I don't know why I would ever choose that option, but yeah, let's give him some discipline. Okay, that's big. Yeah, I'd rather lose the resources than the legitimacy. To get a free look into Persian territory? Oh, yeah. Okay, well, that tells us where we're not going. Well, so we're going to come here, cut scrub, add road. This was a, well, this is going to be a hamlet, which is an urban tile, which is next to this tile. So that road is actually done then. As soon as this hamlet finishes, the city's connected. So we're good. And we're out of orders. Yes, because yeah, uh, they both are religious civs, and yeah, we can see here's the writers, the statesmen, and the hunters. So Persia is not going to get an easy religion. We don't know much about Assyria except that they started with the hunters. So yeah, that's a good observation though, Spidey, because you can use that to kind of glean a little bit more intel than you might otherwise, get. Let's go ahead and just finish that off. Okay, so next year, bang, all these cities are connected. And yeah, so the inquiry finished. We got +1 culture per year for doing that. We got a big boost of research, and we will have forestry in 2 years. And now we're back to slingering. I'm going to put you right down here. And I don't, now knowing that, now that we got this map and we know that Greek's all up in here, I don't know that I want to do that. Uh, well, on the other hand, Gauls, huh? Ish. Question is, I mean, that is a legit expansion option for us. Question is, do we want to be sandwiched in between Greece and Persia? I'm not I'm not 100% convinced that we do, but that would be our that would be our life if we opted to go that route. And I do have my guys kind of in the neighborhood. We could do that. Settler comes out in 2 turns, drops down here, found the city, frees his slinger up, and off we go. We got 2 slingers we could put against the Gauls pretty quickly, and we will have a third if we wanted or needed it. So that that's a possibility. But I don't know. I mean, the one upshot to that is we are on reasonably good terms with Cyrus, so we'd only have to really worry about trouble from one direction. And it, ooh, okay. Uh, Now that's a tough call. Greece is closer. Greece is currently bigger. I think we need to play nice with Greece. But Rome has declared war on the Thracians, which means they're going to be knocking on our doorstep soon. So that brings up the interesting point of maybe we should turn our attention to the Thracians instead so we can deny a couple of sites to Rome to keep them from getting bigger. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is there. We still have one slinger right in the neighborhood, the other one not too far off. Um, yeah, I think I think maybe we should. Yeah, because Greece is already up here. They've already started making a play for this. So here's what I think we'll do. Let's move the scout back to here, and he'll just hold this site for us. Settler pops out next turn, takes care of this, frees up our slinger. We'll go ahead and move our other slinger back, and we will prepare for an assault on this Thracian camp. If we succeed there, and assuming Rome hasn't already demolished this one, we can maybe try for a second one. But we got to be careful because Rome's fast. I mean, Rome, they got the extra point of movement and they got the champion, so they're well, actually, all their units come with steadfast, so they're automatically 25% bonus against the barbarians. So Rome fast. I mean, they're gonna rip through the Thracians like they were not even there, um, and can't really we can't really compete with that. So they're going to be able to take camps a lot faster than we are. All right, I need the legitimacy, and he's like third in line. So he's just going to have to take the hit to wisdom, and we'll live with it. Try to make up for it some other way. Okay. Yeah, so we're done with forestry. We got that out of the way. Now we're going to get back on the fast track to aristocracy. So, first thing, let's see if we can find some. Oh, Hamlet finished, and yes, we're connected up. So, let's immediately start to work on some lumber mills. We want sources of wood because we're going to need all the lumber mills we can get our greedy little hands on. We're also going to do this camp here because this is a hunter's city, so this camp is actually going to give us a good +4 growth instead of the usual +2. So that's going to be helpful. Uh, this guy, though, is going to continue to mine. We've already got one guy working on lumber. We have a pretty good surplus of iron, but with these gems here, making the mine triad is going to augment the productivity of all of them. So we'll do that. And I think Babylon gonna have to just keep doing settlers for right now. They're not very good at it, but they're the best we got. So yeah, I'm gonna do this. Next turn we can force march and get there. Well, maybe. Tactician. don't really like either of them, but I think she's the better choice. Well, the Numidians really want to get into the family. We're not doing it. Yes, we will make him a tactician, and now if we put him in as a general, he can stun uh, enemy units. So, where's our kid? Right there he is. We'll put him in charge. And that's going to be big uh, out in the field, being able to shut an enemy unit down. Now, just so you know, that only works on units in the field. You can't stun a unit in a city or in a compound like this unless all the hit points of that compound are gone. And since barbarian camps don't have compounds, you can't stun the unit sitting there. But we can stun anybody in the field with this unit, and that's cool. So that's what we're gonna do. This slinger gonna stay put for one more turn, and we will do whatever we have to get that city dropped this turn so we can get out and start making some noise in the direction of this Thracian camp. I don't like slavery. I don't like adding to the unhappiness. The orders to me aren't worth it. I do like research. We're going to do that. And we're going to end our year. Okay, lots of kids being born. Cool. We're going to produce 400 wood. I think we can do that in King Neb's lifetime. All right. First order of business. Oh, yeah. We are totally taking that force march. And unfortunately, we don't really know what this is. I'm going to make it an artisan city on the strength of the hills. It's kind of a blind choice because I didn't get the chance to scout it very well. And that looked like a pretty good blind choice. Second thing we're going to do is move this guy out toward the Thracians. A worker and a slinger just to get a garrison in place and somebody to improve some tiles. And I'm going to start moving my third in line heir out toward the Thracians. And that's it. That's all we can do. Alright. Now, here is where here's where the redraw is going to come in handy. I want aristocracy. Aristocracy is not one of my choices. Now it is. That's where it comes in handy. It saves you having to research shit you don't necessarily want to research. I mean, I want all those tags, don't get me wrong. We need aristocracy. We need aristocracy like now. Because without a diplomat, if we get jumped, if we get attacked, we have no way to extricate ourselves from that war. And our relations aren't great. And also, having a diplomat gives us the ability to conduct trade missions, which will consistently improve our relations. So we need this tech. And it's going to give us the mortar boost card, which is going to give us more workable tiles in the 4 cities that we have. So yeah, aristocracy, without question. And we're going to have a third slinger next year. So it's going to be 3-on-3, even odds. But we got the secret weapon. We're going to be able to stun one of them right out the gate, shut him down. And in this fight, this is our most dangerous opponent. Because we don't do so well against. Although this is a shit place for us to fight because we don't have cover of trees. So, but this is still the most dangerous opponent to us. He can hurt us more than these little range jobs can. And if possible, we need to fight at least 3 tiles away from this. That way, no, he's on a hill. We need to fight at least 4 tiles away. That's going to complicate things. All right, we're probably not going to be able to do that then. So, I don't know. What I got to turn to think about it. Well, those just suck, except for righteous. Okay. Man, I got a bunch of bitter people living in my house. I don't think we're going to. Well, we could do that. We don't have the stone for it, but I mean, we could maybe do that. How old are you? 50? We'll try it. I don't know that we're going to be able to do it, but we'll try it. Okay. What do we got? We got 6 orders. Let's get some more lumber going. And this lumber mill going to get a bonus when the camp finishes, by the way. So these will be a little bit more productive than it originally showed us. Can we can actually influence somebody else. Well, let's influence the Romans, and then can we maybe do a foreign marriage for Greece? Because they're our other super close neighbor, and they are the biggest. So, yeah, let's burn up our extra orders doing some what diplo maneuvering that we can, trying to carve out a safe zone for us to operate in. I don't see any signs of Romans over here yet, so that's good. All right, we're gonna take the one with the good wisdom, and we don't have any sources of stone here, so we can't get extra civics from that. But I am going to do a forum and a treasury here. No, I'm not. I'm going to do another slinger and then a forum and a treasury. Because this guy is going to come out, and we're going to... Okay, heal a neutral territory bonus from a hill. She nice. I like the defense there. I think I like the bonus from the hill better though. So we're just going to park him probably right there. Probably right there. And then we can beat on the camp or take pot shots at whoever. What is this general? This is King Neb. So he's just getting the extra XP per year. I'm going to park him right there. And we are going to go ahead and upgrade him to guard 1 to give him a little more defensive capability. Spend the points to do that. And then this guy, I think he's going to come over here because these are infantry units, so they get a bonus for, and he gets a bonus for attacking into urban. So not only, if this unit stays here, not only would he stun it, but he would do extra damage to it. And then she goes back to the hill, and I think we're ready to start the party. Okay, so for right now, and yeah, I don't think we're going to take any of those. Okay. Yeah. So for right now, I think we're good. We're good. Yeah, we're not doing any of that. Okay. Well, it looked like he took some damage from something, so I'm going to assume that there's Romans over there. So we need to hurry. Okay, well, I'm going to stun you. I didn't stun him. Okay, well, that's disturbing. Why didn't it stun him? That's my guy, right? Yeah, that's my guy, but it didn't stun him. Okay, I don't know. I don't know why that didn't work, but I'm not going to worry about it. We're in the middle of the fight now, and that's what we're doing. So, game on. Don't matter that it didn't work. This is what we're dealing with. Fourth in line. We don't have anyone who's studying commerce yet, so let's get someone who's good with money. Rome. Roman chariot. Okay, we need better troops, and we need to end this fight now. We need to take this camp before that Roman chariot gets here. We're not going to do discontent just to get one warrior, so we're not doing that. All right, well, we did beat Rome to the site. How well that serves us remains to be seen. And we're probably not going to get this site. It may already be gone, actually. Um, but we can appoint a diplomat, and we're going to do that. This chickie is pretty good. She gives a bonus to foreign opinion and 3 growth per city. I like that. Yeah, buddy. You're hired. Alright. And we are gonna do a trade mission with the current top dog, Greece, to start improving relations there. We got one worker we need to give a job to, and we got an ore mine that is in need of mining. So that's a good fit. Okay, I freaking hate this event because I don't like pitting my friends against each other, and right now I consider all of them my friends. But if we have to pick, we're going to pick uh, Greece, right? Because we have a border with Greece and we don't with Assyria. So, sorry, Assyria. Yeah, our big next door neighbor who could curb stomp us is superior. All of my grandkids are getting estranged from me, and I don't care. She's just gonna have to live with it because we don't have the money or the order. So tough. And oh, and that's nice. So we could. No, we literally can't do any of that. With selling resources, or so we're just gonna have to live with the Assyrians being pissed off. I don't like it, but oh shit! And you know what? I meant to stop this at the 25 turn mark and restart a new stream so that my YouTube videos don't go too long. So I am going to. It's a little bit late, but I am going to pause now. I'll be right back. Literally just stopping the stream and restarting it. and we will pick up where, well, right here. Be right back.